Ally with FNN-Feminist News Network, the feminist news that's right for you. Welcome to Election Day. So to motivate the vote, I got Alexandria Ocasio Cortez to help motivate you with the vote today with her inspiring words that she gave at a speech in Hawaii for Kaniela. Enjoy.
Now put your hands down, we sit at the ground, we sit with the ground, we send each sound, even if it's age old, fresher than somebody else, even if it's day old, woolly, 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 kalima ilado, hola. Woolly, 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 woolly. Oh, yolo, paheva, hola. Can we say aloha aina? Aloha aina. Aloha aina. I want to hear you. Aloha aina. Aloha aina. Aloha aina. Aloha aina. What do you stand for? What do you stand for? Hawaii.
And to be here particularly to support Kaniela and to support this whole movement here on Hawaii. As was mentioned, I feel a lot of commonality. This place, everybody, so much. Thank you for coming. And thank you for showing once again that there is not just appetite, but there is power, there is energy behind a progressive message and championing of economic, social, and racial justice for working class people. Of what happens when we allow corporate lobbyists to take over and profit off of the despair of working people. So I'm here in Hawaii to say, it's not going to happen here. It's not. And it's not because of me, but it's because of everybody here that is in this room today. It is because this movement is alive and it is well, not just in Hawaii, but also in the Bronx, in New York, in Kansas, in Michigan, in St. Louis, in California. If we organize for them, if we knock on our neighbor's door, if we talk to our family members and say this is actually something worth voting for once. Kaniela and I first, I think, became introduced to one another many months ago, way before our election here in New York. And it's because we were both co-endorsed by Justice Democrats. He struggled to open a small business of his own. He was born in the Bronx and my mother was born in Puerto Rico. Most of my family is in Puerto Rico to this day. And so, like Kaniela, I think we come from a family and a place that have been colonized. But also, as my parents moved to the mainland and as they moved to the Bronx in Puerto Rico, we struggled as a working class family. And like Kaniela, my father passed away at an early age. And like Kaniela, as you know, earlier than any child should, we both found ourselves working second jobs to help our parents and to help our families make ends meet. Kaniela in the pineapple fields and in resorts, and I behind bars and bartending in downtown New York City. And so an entire world away, we were leading the same life. We were leading the same circumstances, shaped by the same exact forces. And those forces oftentimes were runaway income inequality, in unaddressed history of imperialism and poverty. And so we were generations now to this day, in this new millennium, in the 2000 to 2018, we were still leading and having to deal with the consequences of those struggles. That privilege. I am not afforded the privilege, as my family is still picking up the tatters of Hurricane Maria. I am not afforded the privilege of forgetting about the colonial history of our island. I am not afforded that. And neither is Kaniela, and neither is Hawaii. the luxury of forgetting the fact that luxury real estate developers have purchased and captured many of the political machines in New York City and have worked against the interests of working class people. I do not have the privilege of forgetting that, and neither does Hawaii. I think it's very unsurprising because this is what the truth does. The truth plants itself a world away and yields the same conclusion wherever it goes. That is what the truth is about. And so just like Kaniela and myself, we turn to organizing. We turn to community organizing. And the two of us both ran campaigns without corporate money on a staunch and unapologetic message of economic justice for working people. It is no surprise and it is not a coincidence that a young man who worked on the pineapple fields to a Hawaiian family and a young girl who cut her teeth behind a bar in downtown Manhattan both ended up in the same place fighting for the same exact thing. Coincidence? That is not a coincidence. That is what truth looks like, that is what justice looks like, and that is what the future of this country looks like. Any one of us individually. It's so much bigger than any one of us individually. In that fight, I know that I am but a drop of water. And Kaniela is just a drop of water. And each and every single one of us is just a drop of water. But together we make a wave. Yep. When we come together and generate that power of a collective vision. And that is why other people try so hard to demoralize, to create cynicism, to separate us, because they know how powerful we are when we come together. So their only offense, when they know that our power is in our collective spirit, they know that their only offense is to make us be suspicious of each other, to make us say we are separate from one another, that this is Hawaii and that is the Bronx, when every single one of us is fighting to make that rent check at the end of the month. Yep. Power is the source of change. That is the source of change. And I know that out there in the Bronx, we're fighting for the same exact things that we're fighting out here in Hawaii. But I know that we can't get single payer in the Bronx unless we get single payer in Hawaii. What nation are we gonna be in the future? And that is what we are deciding today. That is what we are deciding in New York. That is what we are deciding in Michigan. That is what we are deciding in this country. We need to decide who we want to be. And what we're here to say is that we are going to be a nation that takes care and provides health care for our families, educates its people, and we will look forward generations from now and tell our grandchildren that we saved the planet, that we allowed everyone to go see a doctor, that we provided public college, because we are the power and we fought for justice in the United States of America. Introduce to you my brother in that struggle, our brother in that struggle, but our champion for that vision, who will fight for that 2 days from now, but also who will fight for.
We make sacrifices today because there are sacrifices that are made for us. 4 generations ago, there was a woman in the Kalaupapa settlement. That's where in Molokai, where if you have leprosy, Hansen's disease, you have to stay there. They're marooned at the time, and she had a baby. And the policy at the time was if you have a baby in a settlement, you have to keep it in the settlement to not spread contagion across the islands. But before her child was able to contract the disease, she snuck him away with the mailman to live with her brother on Maui. She gave up that ultimate sacrifice for her child. That was my great-great-great-great-grandmother. Oh my. And her name was Kekipi. And her son never knew his name because at the time it was illegal to speak Hawaiian in many instances. So I just found out that was our name just 3 months ago, right? And so we named our son Maguna Kekipi Jabola name. And you know what Kekipi means? The rebellion or the resistance.